developer. So if you are a developer watching this and you're interested in being, a co-founder, let's chat. Reach out to me. Morning. It is Monday. It's about 7. Trying to get back in the habit of doing journaling. It's something that I do for a while and then I stop, and then I do for a while and I stop. I don't know if there's anything magical to doing journaling, but I at least need to get back in the habit of writing down the shit that I need to do for the day and for the week, and then accomplishing those things, because I kind of got out of the rhythm of doing that. And I just know that helps build momentum. So that's what we're doing this morning for a few minutes before we jump in to do some work. One of the other things that I got to remember to start doing again. So, this just shows you that not every week is the most productive week. But getting into, time blocking stuff. So in the past, I was very good about doing hey, this first 3 hours of the day, I need to focus on this part of my business, and then this other 3 hours I need to focus on this, and then at the time go into the day job type of deal, or whatever that may be. And so now that I'm in control of my own time more, I need to be more diligent about that even more so. So I'm getting back in the habit of doing that and time boxing things between consulting client work and my own business. Yeah. Yep, you guessed it. We're off to another coffee shop. It's the afternoon. I gotta finish up some work here because I feel like I need to get out of the house. So.
Doing a pivot. So our app it's in a state of flux, but every day we automatically send you basically 3 sports picks. There could be a team to win, that type of stuff. That's great. And the worst thing that can happen to you is you save money.
So we just finished up doing a little bit of client work where we were putting together a type form. So after somebody signs up for an account, then they can go in and enter some information and self-identify, so that the team can go in and put them into the right categories, because otherwise there's no knowledge of it. So was working with some of the product managers and engineers to be able to get that ready to go. Like I said just a second ago, was putting together this type form collection of business information to help out the clients that I'm working with. And so I'll walk you through a little bit of what that is, just to kind of show. Not sure if I can show the actual company that I'm working on, because this stuff isn't in production necessarily or live yet, but just to kind of show you what it is. I'll put a preview here. So after a business essentially goes and creates an account, we want to be able to have those users self-identify what type of business they are, so that the team internally can get more information about them and be able to proactively put them in the right buckets, for not only the sales team but also for the account managers. And so to save engineering effort, we're creating this type form piece that allows us to go, hey there, we ask them a question, or tell them, hey, we need a few pieces of information. We ask them about what, is their business part of a national brand? If it is, then we go ahead and say, what brand is it associated with? Then we say, thanks now about how many employees are there, and then great, last step, how many people are at the company. It would route them to kind of that final URL, but that's kind of just a short, sweet way of collecting information for the internal team. Morning. Let's see. So we today are mostly doing client work and outreach. Same shit, different week. But it's about 6 o'clock right now. I'm really trying to get back in the rhythm of getting up early because I've been kind of out of it. Yesterday was super cool to show the group of designers that I meet with, every few weeks, rally, get their feedback, get their take, understand what they're willing to pay for, validate it a little bit. I think it's one of those things that I know designers will use it, but it's figuring out what key offerings of the product they're willing to pay for, because as an indie hacker, as a solo founder, bootstrapping the whole thing, not getting money from it is not always a benefit. You don't really have the luxury of doing that, as you need to get to profitability as quickly as possible. And if you don't get people to pay, then there's no point. So, interesting pieces, what people will be willing to pay for. So we're going to keep doing some investigation and learn more. Also, here's the new book that we're reading. One-page marketing plan. Been pretty good so far. I think honestly, I would strongly recommend this for any designer or just entrepreneur that has no background in marketing and kind of feels lost and doesn't know where to start, and they're kind of taking stabs in the dark. So far, I'm only about, I'll probably say 2/3 of the way through, but it's been a good read so far, and it kind of just gives you the TLDR on general marketing practices, how you can approach them, how you can apply them to your business. So I think I would recommend it. A lot of this stuff, obviously just over the course of the last year and a half, I know about, but it's just nice to see it all kind of compact into one, and so that's why I would recommend it if you're looking to learn marketing. So maybe I'll put a link to it in the description in case you're curious to get it. Okay, so we just finished up doing some work for Rally. Let me show you actually what I was working on, so you can kind of get a realistic, because I feel sometimes I talk a lot about what stuff I was doing, but I don't always have the ability to tangibly show it. But so I worked on putting together this survey for gauging more and more interest in Rally itself, because I'm trying to really learn from past mistakes. And so I put together this survey to send out to people to try to better understand what their design QA process is. So I'm trying to understand their role, how big the design team is, can they currently describe what their QA process is for ensuring designs are implemented correctly, what's the biggest challenges they face during their QA process, what tools have they used, do they meet their needs, would they be willing to pay or try for a tool, and then what's the pain point from 0 to 10. So just to collect more information about what people are doing for their design QA, ensure that it is a big enough pain point or product market area to go after. My gut tells me yes. I think it's just going to be refining down and probably getting into more of an automation side of thing rather than manual screen recording. I showed our design group yesterday, and the stuff was, a lot of good feedback there. Seemed like a heavy focus on mobile would be a big part. Again, it's a slow process doing that. And then I also spent some time putting up an article today. So a product for 18 months. And then writing about that, and then saying how I noticed some opportunities within that process, and then putting in Rally within there. The reason for me doing that is in the past, I found a lot of good traction in terms of getting people to read that, sign up, click on those links, join the wait list for those kinds of things. Because sometimes those people that I'm looking for hang out there. So that will be interesting to see if that kind of comes to more fruition. And then once a little bit later tonight, I will probably do the similar thing on Reddit if I can get away with it, because Reddit's kind of one of those places where if you don't abide by those rules really perfectly, your stuff will get pulled down. So it's kind of being strategic with how you post that content on Reddit to drive traffic to your waitlist or your site or whatever that may be. But that's kind of where it's at. I'm also going to be in the process of looking for a developer. So if you are a developer watching this and you're interested in being, a co-founder, let's chat. Reach out to me if you're interested. But yeah.
Okay, cool. So you're building a tool or a platform to help with QA?
Yeah. So it's kind of in the validation phase too, to make sure it is a big enough problem that my gut tells me yes it is, because I've been a designer for long enough and I've faced it enough and I've seen it, but you got to get a little bit of validation, general idea of what I have, and get your raw, honest feedback on it, and see what up, we're back. So we just got done meeting with a client, checking up on some work progress. And then we are now packing up, heading to a coffee shop, gonna film content for next week and write content, because I've been doing that once a week. Seems like it's been helping in terms of engagement, so I'm gonna keep doing that. Some of the other leads dried up on consulting work, so that's the reality, but keep on pushing forward. Let's see. Got the rally waitlist up and going, which is cool because I feel like that's actually getting a lot of traction. Everybody I share it with, very positive on the feedback. So good stuff there. And then, yeah, that's about where we're at. So we got back from the coffee shop, just ate 3 burgers because we didn't eat anything prior. Almost got done with the content, not quite, but taking a little break, and then I'm going to get back to finishing up the content.
Rest as much as you need to so that you can match or improve on the previous set's intensity. Set on 2.
Holy, it's cold
It's pretty cold, but we're still walking to the gym. We got the Sherpa hoodie on.
I got a little thin jacket.
What's on yours for today? Ass per normal?
Yeah. What am I doing? Don't know, ordeals, I think. I gotta look at my plan. It's hard to say. I don't know what's on mine. Maybe sumo squats?
I think I have.
But I just did it the other day, so I gotta look.
I think I have legs today too. It's the last. I'm rolling the dice here, taking pre-workout at 5:30 p.m. So I only took a half scoop though, so we'll see how this rolls. Otherwise, pretty productive day-ish. Almost got all the content done, but I gotta finish up the last little bit when I get home. Finishing up the night here. We got some steak, broccoli, eggs. Kaylee's got some wine.
Yumma.
And then I'm doing this pumpkin porter thing. And yeah, we just finished up writing the content, so it's all ready to go for next week, which is good. And then yeah, we'll just keep on moving forward. Overall, pretty productive day today.